Now, tell me about your journey to create Selecfit shapewear.
So it started after I had my second son. I have 3 kids. My second son is 18. And after having him, I faced some form of rejection. I felt, the waistline moved from 26 to 36.
That's a rejection? Okay.
I felt not myself. I lost myself a little bit. And I felt like people were looking at me and seeing me differently. And I guess it was me seeing myself. So I started to do some research. I wanted a waist train. I wanted a belt. I wanted everything to pull me back to who I used to be. And I couldn't find anything. So I started to do some more research and dig, and I started to share my story online. And that was the birth of Selecfit Shapewear. Yeah.
Okay. So you used your, is that considered to be postpartum depression?
Correct.
Yeah,
it
so you
is.
used that to motivate you to be able to start a business.
Correct.
And one of the things that came out of it is a line that I've been seeing on all the documents that I've read about you. It says, confidence is a woman's most powerful accessory.
Correct.
What does that mean to you, and how has it shaped your brand and mission?
So because of my experiences, and I think using shapewear, using what we call a back fat bra to hold in your back and to make you look a particular way, I felt that somehow I still felt like I lacked confidence. You would look good, you would have, and heads would turn, but there's something inside of you that was still, make you feel like you weren't enough, you weren't good enough. So I realized that women needed more than just shapewear. Women needed to show support to other women. A man would tell you, you look gorgeous, but when a woman says it to you, it's different. It's value as more. So my staff use Selecfit Shapewear as a way to empower women. When you come into us, we talk to you, you take a note that tells you how beautiful you are, how gorgeous you are, and we celebrate you. So what you see as flaws, we celebrate. That's what we do, yeah.
I hear you. I do want to ask though, is it kind of strange? You're telling me on one hand that you want to celebrate women and celebrate their confidence, but you're changing the shape by using these.
Shapewear doesn't change your shape. I mean, it's not a miracle in a bottle.
Okay, so what is it then exactly?
So what shapewear does, you see a lady in a fitted dress, and you would see something that we would refer to as back rolls or the little bulging stomach, or
that's all part of who you are.
It is part of who we are, but we want to feel and look a certain way in our clothes. Have you ever seen a mannequin that looks this way?
Well, a mannequin fake. A mannequin never produced no children.
Have you ever seen a piece of clothing hanging somewhere that's shaped like this? It's not.
Yeah.
Correct. So it's the same way for a woman. When we start off 16, 17, 18 years in our 20s, we look a particular way. And gravity, time, children, etc. changes the way that we look on the outside. But it affects us more on the inside than on the outside. So all shapewear does is make you look smooth within your clothes. I mean, you take off your shapewear, you go back to who you are. You understand?
So we're getting ready to celebrate Global Entrepreneurship Month and Women's Entrepreneurship Day tomorrow. What do you think makes Caribbean women uniquely powerful entrepreneurs?
A Caribbean woman, we face life differently. When I can speak for myself personally, after I go out conquering the world on a daily basis, when I get home, I take off my shoes, I wash my hand, and I go to the kitchen. And I start. And I'm there my children with my homework, with their homework, and all the things that it takes. And then we go to bed by 11, 12 o'clock in the night, and then we're up again by 5 to do everything that we have to do. We are shaped differently because we know how to encounter and face battles and struggles and still come out with a smile on our faces and still do what we have to do for ourselves, our family, our friends, and, just keep moving. That's who we are. We're very resilient.
And you think that's unique to Caribbean women?
I think it is because our support system is not as much as, because I've traveled the world, and the support system of a woman in the Caribbean is a little bit different to abroad. I'm amazed when I travel to see the structures in place for women. I'm like, wow. But in the Caribbean, it's a little bit different.
Okay. Now, you mentioned that your struggle started when you had a major life change, which is your second child.
Correct.
Other women would struggle with their confidence after different, let's say, financial setbacks or health issues or motherhood, as the case may be. Tell me about the brand supporting women through these transitions.
So, strangely enough, this past month I've lost a few customers who have had struggles, cancer.
Right.
I lost a customer who had a triple bypass. Our store is a place that you come in. Women cry a lot in our store. I've had to close the door. A lot of times I had to lock the door and stop and just deal with women as to where they are. Oh God, you know, it's a lot of loss.
Yeah.
So women who PCOS, fibroids, you know, a number of different things. And again, you know, we want to look a certain way on the outside, but it's the inner woman that really needs the help. It's the inner woman that needs that sense of security, that sense of family, you know, that sense of holding and belonging. So again, yes, it's shapewear, but when you visit us, it's more than shapewear.
Now, your own experiences, you've spoken about your health scares openly, you've spoken about some of your losses and rebuilding. Tell me about how that has influenced what you do in the store. You mentioned all the things that you do in the store, but tell me how your own experiences have been able to help you to carry women through it.
So after you've hit rock bottom in life, you know, the only way, you know, Les Long would say the only way to look is up. I mean, I've slept on steps. I have, you know, frozen water and eat it as, you know, as ice and then drink water for juice. I've had it really tough. And, you know, I have had to look around at friends and family for support. And it wasn't there as the way that you would think it would be, you know, when you watch television. My support system came from strangers. It came from people in church. It came from people who would just pass by and see me and, you know, are you okay? And would hug and embrace me. And, you know, so I realized that strength and support is not only from who you think it would come from, but, you know, from more strangers. So when you walk into my store, that pain and that journey that I've gone through in my own personal life, when I see a woman come in and she say, oh gosh, I'm so ugly, I'm so this, I'm so... Listen, you're not allowed to speak about yourself in that way in this store. Listen, lady, have a seat, have a little corner, have a little seat right there. We give you a little shot of wine.
All that going on in
this
store? Yes.
Yeah, so I sip and chat with Michelle. It's a wonderful
But it sounds like you, from the time they come into the store, they get that challenge of, all right, we're not going to go down this negative road of shaming ourselves, right?
That's correct.
So tell me some of the misconceptions that you've encountered when it comes to Caribbean women and beauty and the way that they see themselves.
So a lot of people think that beauty is in a size 6. It isn't. You know, we sell shapewear from small to 5XL, right? Beauty is... Again, it has a lot to do with inside. I mean, it may sound hypocritical, right? But
no, I wouldn't say it sounds hypocritical because I mean you have to feel it in order to be it, right?
That's correct. You have to feel it. You have to walk it. You have to believe in yourself. You have to see yourself more. When we look in the mirror in the morning, it's not what this guy may say, you know, or somebody passing would say. No, it's what you would say about yourself. You understand? So we think that a size is beauty. A size is not beauty. You understand? What you radiate, when you smile, when you walk, where you hold your head, you know, the way that you show love for others, that is beauty. That is beauty of a Caribbean woman. It's who we are.
So then how would you advise women to boost their own confidence? Can you have any tips you could give away to say, well, this is how you can start the journey, practical confidence tips? So
for me personally, I had to reprogram my mind. I had to just wash away everything everybody's ever said to me negatively and replace it. You know, I do a lot of fasting, I do a lot of Bible study, so I had to see myself through God's eyes. I had to be kind to myself. We are not kind to ourselves at all. You know, I had to, my whole mirror, my wardrobe, everything is post-it notes. There's little notes to myself. You know, I am beautiful, I am this, I am made in the image of God. And I had to keep saying these things to myself to fill back myself in the way that God originally created me. You know.
How long did that journey take?
Oh my God. That was a decade.
I know that part is important because they might see you now and say, well, yes, she has confidence and she has this success and she has all these things. We talk about the journey that you went through, but for them to understand that, all right, even if you start today, doesn't mean by next week you're going to feel the level of confidence that Michelle, for example, would have.
Not at all.
Tell me in terms of going through that process, did you stumble? Did you have to doubt? Did you start back doubting yourself during the process?
When I started to feel good about myself, my sister passed, and then I went down. And I started to forget about myself again. And then I went to do a medical check. And then I ended up in the hospital. I had to have a hysterectomy. And a cancer scare. And I went down again.
Course, yeah.
Then I started to forget about myself. But I say life is life in.
Yeah.
And it has been a lot of up and down. But I have learned to be patient with myself. I have learned to be kind to myself. I have learned that, people are wrong. You would say whatever they want to say, and they would feed different things to you. But it's what you say to yourself that means the most.
How do you maintain saying those kind of things to yourself, even after, when in that moment when you go back down, after you say, all right, I'm building confidence, I've been getting there, I'm beautiful, I'm powerful, I am this, I'm that. And then you go to the doctor and the doctor tells you, well, you have this and you have that.
Yeah.
And you realize, but not as powerful as I thought I was, but you feel that sense of depression coming back in.
Yeah.
At that moment, how do you begin to rebuild?
So for me, again, personally, because everything you're saying is things that I encountered personally.
Yeah.
Again, because I have reprogrammed myself to understand that this is not unique to me. And because of my experience in business and meeting so many, thousands of women, I understand that what is happening to me is not unique. Mm-hmm. What is happening to me is happening to thousands of women all around the world. So how can I use my test as a testimony? How can I use what I am facing to encourage and inspire others? I try to detail what I'm going through because I know I'm going to overcome it and I know I'm going to use it to help somebody else. Mm-hmm. So I live my life as a book. And I write my experiences.
Now, you mentioned community a couple of times in terms of the people around you. People will say what they want to do. Some people will assist where they can, as the case may be. Tell me, what role has community played to you as an entrepreneur? Do you think community is important to female entrepreneurs in particular?
It is. Right now, I have a group of young entrepreneurs who reach out to me on a daily basis. Michelle, I'm going through this, I'm going through that, what to do. It is so important. And community doesn't, again, have to be friends and family. Mm-hmm. Community could be persons who, for me in the earliest, is persons who have what I wanted to get. I made those people my community.
Like mentors.
Yeah, mentors, you understand? And that helped me a lot. It helped me. I do a lot of research. I follow Cindy Trim, the whole entire life story. And I look at these people. Okay, these people have something that I want. Mm-hmm. And I work towards it. And I look at the things that they would have done. And I try to, to follow that guide.
All right, tell me what's next for you then. Are there any new initiatives that we can find out about or women in the region can look forward to?
Oh, thanks for asking. So right now I import. My brand is made abroad and I import.
Right.
But for 2026, I would like to manufacture here locally in Trinidad.
Nice.
And, through prayer and meditation, I was saying, the note jar that we have on the counter in the store, I was saying, how can I incorporate these notes into my garments? Mm-hmm. So this is something that I really want to work on so that when you pull the garment and you look at it, you have that reminder. That's what I'm working on.
All right. Well, let me say congratulations to you on all you've accomplished so far. We definitely look forward to seeing more from you and hearing more about your story and your continued growth. Where can people find you online or to get more information if they want to just keep up to date? Yeah,
so you can find me on any social media at Selecfit Shapewear, Selecfit Shapewear. We're in Val Park Mall and we're in South Park Shopping Mall.
Michelle, thank you so much for joining us this morning.
You're welcome.
Do enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Michelle Batiste, Caribbean entrepreneur, joining us this morning to share some confidence on the Now Morning Show. We take a quick break. We're coming back with more. Stay tuned.